Hi everyone, Linda here with you from Gumnut Lane Designs. If you notice, I changed the name from Gumnut Lane Jewellery to Gumnut Lane Designs. Let me know down in the comments what you think, which name you prefer. I'd love to get your opinion on that one because I'm still making up my mind on that one. This week, most of you all know that I've just done a move. I'm not totally organised yet, so I've just come up with this design. It was something I wanted to do so I could relax, and it relaxed me totally. So I thought maybe you guys might like a little bit of relaxation, a little bit of zen in your life. So I thought I'd bring this to you. I'm not going to show it to you now. I'll show it to you during the video. If you'd like to learn how to make it, and it's a gorgeous necklace, all I can say to you is grab your seed beads, grab some wire, because we're doing using both of those in this design. All right, guys, grab all my supplies together and we'll get going. Okay, so let's start off with our supplies. So I have here on my little bead buddy 12 strands of it's either C-line or S-line. I'm not sure, I bought it that long ago, I don't remember, but that's what it looks like. So it's either C-line or S-line. Excuse me. So 12 strands of that. I've left enough here so we can finish off with a knot to secure it. So just leave yourself, roughly about that much, just whatever. The whole length of this measures 84 centimeters, which is roughly about 33 inches. So that's the length of my 12 strands, and they're all threaded on there. And I've got one of them here already threaded up with a needle. Now, needle size doesn't really matter as long as it fits through your beads. I think this is either a 12 or a 13 size needle. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's quite a long one anyway. And okay, we move this out of the way. Then we have our other little supplies here. Now I've made some coils. They measure 13 millimeters or half an inch, and that is the length of this mandrel here. So if you coil your wire around a mandrel on your 6-step pliers, that length you should be doing okay. And that's actually the mandrel that I use to do the coils. So I just coiled my wire on. I'm not going to push it all the way on because they're hard to get off. And if they are hard to get off, just remember to just twist them backward and forward like that until they come off. Okay, so I've got 5 of those, I think. 3, 5, yep. And I also have these little disc, which I have 10 of. I'm not going to get them all out now. Now this one measures 5 millimeters across. Then I have the smaller ones here, which are 4 millimeters, and the hole on this is 2 millimeters. I think they're roughly about the same size hole from what I can see here. But you want to make sure whatever bead or spacer bead or whatever that you're using is that excuse me again, because I'm using 11 seed beads, is that your seed bead doesn't go through the hole. Now these ones here, and as I said, I think that's a 2 millimeter. It's fine, these don't go through, so just letting you know that. And then I have some fire polish beads here. I can't remember what you call these now, when they're like crystally looking on one side and more like a opaque color on the other side, still being shiny. I can't remember what they're called. I've had them that long. I don't use them very often, but I'm using them in this project. So okay, we have 10 of those as well. So 10 of each of these and 5 of these. And then you're also going to need some sort of clasp. I'm just using a little S-hook that I made. You're also going to need to make yourself, or use, you don't have to make them, a cone for the end of your earring, and you can either use, I've got a, where is it? Here we go. I think I made these ones on this knitting needle here, which is a 7mm wooden knit. Yes, I did. I made those ones on there. And this one being thicker, I used for another one here, this one here. Yeah, so a 7mm. I'm sorry, I don't know what that would be in inches. But I'm sure you can find out. And what else have we got here? So we've got 2 of those. I've got 2 terribly made, what are they called? Eye pins, to go through our little cones at the end when we connect everything, and you just want to make sure that it fits inside, doesn't come through the end up here, and it fits in there nicely and covers our beads at the end. And then if you wanted to put an extension chain on it, this is a little dangle for the end of the extension chain that I've made there. Okay, so getting caught up on everything here. I'll move that aside, move these aside for the second. Okay, I'm going to get out my seed beads. These are opaque fuchsia luster Miyuki's size 11s. So we need a little pile of these. Well, when I say little, you might as well put out quite a few. You're going to use them. Now, I can't tell you exactly how much you'll use, because when I made my original one, I think I had 1 full container and a little bit, and I still got a little bit left over, but I used some of that little bit. I think a full container should get this job done. We'll soon see anyway. Okay, so we're just going to thread on some of these beads. And this I find, one of the reasons why I decided I was going to show you this was because I was really stressed out in my new beading room, trying to find everything. I thought I was really clever how I was organising stuff, and I wasn't. I had to try and organise it similar to how my old beading room was, but in a smaller space, but put everything in the same drawers. I've just got everything everywhere at the moment, and I just can't find anything. Anyway, so I just wanted to do something relaxing, so I just came up with this design just to, you know, calm myself, get my mojo back, and just get in to start doing something. And so I came up with this design, and I just started doing it, and I just found it so relaxing, so calming. Yeah, so I just, and because it's coming up for Christmas, everybody's nerves gets a little bit, well, I think they do anyway, everybody's nerves gets a little bit rattled, and you just want something to calm and relax, and that's what I found this to be. So anyway, stop babbling, Linda. I'm going to thread on, and we want here 5 centimeters, which is 2 inches of seed beads on our thread there. I'll just grab my tape measure out and have a look at that. There we go. That's a pretty good eye for that. That's 5 inches, which is your 5 centimeters, which is your 2 inches. Okay. And then we're going to, I'm going to take these out. These out of the way. I just feel so disorganized in my new space. I guess I have to get in and really start working to, you know, get the feels back again. Okay, so here I'm going to take one of the small ones because I know my seed beads won't go through that. And I'm going to take one of the larger ones as well. And then I'm going to take one of my Czech beads. So I couldn't decide between this color and that color. Like that color matches that, but I thought maybe a little bit too much. I wanted something a little bit the same color way, but a little bit or different, and this it's got the sparkle. So if you wanted to wear it for Christmas, even if it's not a Christmas colour, I don't believe in you know, just have to wear Christmas colours. It's just, you know, lots of people decorate their trees in pinks and blues and whatever other colour. Okay, so now I'm going to pop on a it's kind of called a spring then, a coil. Oh gosh, I'm all over the place. And then I'm going to put on another. You can do this any way you like. This is just how I'm doing this. And then I want a large one. Come over here. Large one and a small one. On either side of that. Just like that. Okay, then we're going to do another 2 inches of seed beads. And I'll show you later one that I've started doing, excuse me, in using a 8/0 seed bead as well, just to give you an idea of what it would look like and the fact that it works, which I wasn't sure of. Okay, so we're doing another 15 centimeters, 2 inches of these, and you'll get to be able to eyeball it, you know, roughly that you've got it the right length. And you only have to do the measuring for the first strand, and then after that you could just measure each strand next to the other one. I'll give that a bit of a measure and have a look. I think that's pretty close. I've even got a new desk, so I'm getting used to that as well. That's a little bit longer, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to leave it as it is. It doesn't have to be exact. You know, that's all the fun of beading. I don't think everything should have to be exact. That's when it becomes stressful. And I don't want any more stress in my life. I just got rid of a whole lot of stress, so I'm trying to get used to that fact as well, that that stressful part of my life is over. And the coil, and 5mm and a 4mm. I got that right? No, I haven't. I had to put my, you didn't tell me. I had to put my check that on first. That's right. Okay, so I'm just going to continue along until I've finished this, and then I'll come back to you and we'll continue from there. Okay, back with you. Excuse me. So I've come to the end of that first row and I've attached it to another bead buddy. So I've got a bead buddy on this end and one on this end. And what I did was I decided, because I had 5 of these made up, I decided that what I wanted was my beads to drop in the middle. If I just left the 5, it would have sat with that coming down at the middle. Now you can do it either way. This was just my choice. So I added an extra one, so I've got 6 on there. So I still have plenty of thread left to do that. Okay, so I've threaded up. I did this off camera because it's been taking me ages to thread a needles ever since the lamp in my magnifying light went. It just takes me ages to thread up a needle. So what I've done here is I've chosen the next thread that's closest to this one. Now that's just, you don't have to do that. You can do it however you want to do it. But I just find it sits neater if you choose the one closest to the one that you've already started there. Okay, so we're going to just, let me move my camera up a little bit. Okay, we're going to do our beads again. This is very repetitive, but that's, I suppose that's the relaxing side of it. There's nothing much to think about other than getting your beads on the needle and getting them the right, you know, the right length to meet down here. That's, you know, really all you have to think about. Once you get the first row done, it's just follows on from there. So we're getting close there. A few more should do it. Try that and see. And I think I need about 2 more beads. So that's when you can stop and then just pick them up individually. And yeah, make sure it lines up. That lines up lovely. So then we're just going to thread through these. Now the only thing that you need to I'm not going to say worry about, but be careful about, and it's not so much now, it's when you get more strands on, is that you don't split your thread. So let your needle go through your thread inside these beads. So I found the easiest way to do that, and if you're a beader then you probably already know it, is to hold it up, pop the needle through and point it towards the top of your bead. So your threads should be down at the bottom because gravity's pulling them down, and you thread towards the top, and you should be pretty right with that. But when you get more on here, you need to be even more careful that you do that. So just threading through those. And it's more going through this Czech bead that you would have to worry about that, I would say, the thread, because the hole in the Czech bead is smaller than it is in these silver beads or the coil. Get these out of the way. Just pop those off to the side there. Not in my coffee. That'd make a lovely mess, wouldn't it? And then we're just going to, at this stage you could put some more beads out. It makes it easier the bigger the pile you've got to pick these up. So I think I'll do that. Yes, I'll be spending this week reorganising my bead room, and also hopefully coming up with another tutorial for next week. It's just, you know, when you move, and everything just feels so strange. I feel so out of place, or displaced, I should say. And I haven't finished unpacking because I'm waiting on more storage to come. And I can't find things. Oops, flicking beads everywhere. Yeah, so it's just, and I think the older you get, the less tolerant you are of, you know, being displaced or feeling displaced. That might be too many, I think. Take a couple off. And that looks perfect. So then we're just going to go through this silver beads, through our Czech glass, through our coil, and you'll know when you're going through a thread. I can tell anyway. If you start to go, you'll get some sort of like a resistance is what it feels like when you're going through. That's what I feel anyway. I can sort of tell when I'm trying to get, when the needle's trying to go through a thread, I don't want it to. Okay, so we're just going to continue on like that until we come around, and then you put this thread that we're working on now in your bead body, and thread up another, thread your needle on another thread. Again, close. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. This is my first cold I've had in like 20 years. And I think I'm just a bit run down. Which it hasn't made moving any easier as well. Not feeling the best. Luckily, it hasn't been a bad cold. What was I saying? Got off the track then. Oh, I can't remember. Can't have been too important, could it? All right. Yeah, so you just continue on doing this until you've done all of your 12 threads, and I'll just finish this bit here, and then when we come back I will show you on another necklace, because otherwise this would just go on like all day. Now, I've got a couple too many there, I wasn't paying attention. I will show you on another one that I'm almost finished. How to finish off. Oh goodness, I went through the thread. Did I? Oh no, that came off. I thought I'd gone back through the thread then. Okay, I just need one more. There we go. Yeah, I'll show you on the other one how to finish off. Okay, so I'll leave it there, and when we come back I will show you how to finish off the necklace. Okay, back with you, and this is the necklace I was telling you about before, where I used the 8/0 seed beads. I also used a 8x5 millimeter faceted rondelle picture jasper gemstone, because it had a nice size hole in it. But yeah, so that's, and this one I also did with this one I wanted to show you with the beads at the bottom sitting there as well. Okay, so I'll show you what I did. I've got this end done here, ready to go. So we're going to remove our bead buddy. Hopefully, yep, there we go. Get him off out of the way. And just make sure that all your beads are reasonably even. They don't have to be perfectly even, but reasonably even on your cord. You can see there I've got like maybe one or two a little bit longer. You can pop those off if you want to. I'll just pop them off quickly. Might as well. Put those aside. Now it should be pretty even. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Okay, we're going to attach our doobie, a little eye hook thing. Now there's people out there that are probably going to say I'm doing it the hard way. All our brains work differently. This is what works for me. So I'm just going to pop that on there and grab my, I can't find my actual proper all my block for hammering. I don't know, I must have packed them somewhere totally different, and I can't think why I would have done that. But anyway, I haven't found them yet. I found all my other beading stuff as far as I can see so far. But yeah, can't find my bench block and my awl. So that little thing I was using there is a very fine little screwdriver. Okay, get this up here out of the way so I can get a knot tied. Get my finger out. Making sure I've got all those ends together. That looks pretty good to me. Can use my little screwdriver thing again to pull those ends through. I know there probably is an easier way to do this, but as I said, all our brains work differently. Mine decided this is the way I'm going to do it. You probably could leave this a little bit longer, maybe go 86, and what did I say it was before, 84 centimeters, go 86 centimeters, just so you don't have to struggle. I've got all those through, and up 2 more to go. You're probably loving watching me struggle here, aren't you? There we go. I think I've got them all through now. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and pop that down, get that nice and straight. And I'm going to add my little screwdriver, which would be my beading awl. And I'm going to pull that in nice and tight. And down to my work. And pull those through individually. Of course, this has got to happen on camera. I've done this 1, 2, 3 times off camera and I didn't have this problem. So I'm just going to loosen that knot up. But once again, if you see me struggle and I can fix it, then you know you can too. Okay, get that down there. There we go, let's give this another try. Did I get it done better this time? I think I did. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think that should work. Just try it over our little bead cap thing here. Bead cone. No, I didn't get that done very well at all. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to fiddle around with this. I will fix this side up later. I will show you. You've got the idea. So I didn't get it down close enough again. And just luckily, I can maneuver my little screwdriver thing in here and loosen my knot and get it down, which I will do off camera, and I know it will work then. Sorry, this always happens to me on camera. But anyway, this one's, I better test it. I was going to say this one is good. I better test it and see first. Yeah, that one's good. So, okay, come off. All right, and then what I've done is I've added I was going to show you on this one here, but I'm not going to glue it, a dab of this Gorilla Super Glue gel, which is a lot better than normal super glue. So I just got the knot as tight as I could, add a little dot on this side, a little dot on that side, let it dry. And now I'm going to trim it off and down fairly closely. You don't want thread hanging out everywhere. Get rid of that. That's okay. Actually, I wanted to show you if you wanted to use a pre-made cone. Just make sure that it's, you know, not going to come through the top here, that you've made your loop big enough to do that. So you could do, that's one design, that's another with a pre-made one, but make sure your beads come up far enough so that you can't see. So if you didn't want to make your own, you could do that. I prefer to make everything handmade if I can do it, if it's possible. Okay, and just feed those up in there. They're nicely hidden away. Need to trim that little thread up again. Just make sure you thread it far enough. That's a good idea while testing it as well, to see if something like that happens. You don't have to leave too much here, just like a couple of millimeters. Still got just a tiny little bit sticking out there, but I can trim that up on the thing and you won't see it. Okay, so from here we're just going to turn a simple loop. Just get my cutters. You know, there must be a thing called camera elves or gremlins. Every time you try and do something on camera, it just, something goes wrong. Well, it does for me anyway. I've watched other people and that they don't seem to, but who knows with their editing whether they cut it all out or not. I don't. Okay, I wanted that down. See, I can't even get my simple loop. Not that I'm great at simple loops anyway. I hate simple loops. But the ones I did on my other one came out perfect. And I wasn't on camera, so of course it came out perfect. Trim that up a little bit. I'm going to use another pair of round nose pliers here. That's got a bit of a bigger thing. Let's see if I can get that in there better. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not great, but you know, those little camera gremlins. Okay, you get the idea. That's the whole point. You get the idea. I've shown you all my boo-boos along the way. Okay, and when I've done that side there, then all you have to do, I will show you on the original one that I did. This is my original. All you need to do then is just attach your S-hook or whatever clasp you're using. And this one here, you can see I've added copper with the silver in there. I just thought it all went really nice with the turquoise Picasso beads. Now this length here gives you the 20-inch 20-inch necklace, 51 centimeter. And as you can see here, I've added a extender chain with the little drop on the bottom. And I didn't measure to see what length that is, but you can extend it out. But this is what I mean with this one here. This is in the middle of your, you know, the bottom of your necklace, where I preferred that look with the beads at the bottom. Okay, well that's our video for this week. Sorry it wasn't great, guys. I mean, not that the necklace is not great, because I love it. I just think it's beautiful. You can tell that because I'm making my third one now. And I just think it looks stunning on. I was wearing this around the other day and it was very comfortable. I forgot I even had it on. And yeah, it's just, I just think a gorgeous necklace. Okay, all right, that's enough from me. I'm just babbling on now. Facebook group, I'll leave a link down the bottom for that. I'm trying to get myself more organised for another video for next week. I have no idea what I'm going to do for that, but I'll hopefully come up with something. Yeah, guys, it's all I can think of at the moment. I'm sure there's other things, that always is, I think of later on. Anyway, have a good one, guys, and I shall catch you all next week. And in the meantime, go out there, make something beautiful, and make sure you